Forget everything you thought you knew about individual impact in team sports. Forget the narratives of loyalty, dynasties, and single-handed domination. Because one player, a ghost in plain sight, didn't just win championships, he fundamentally re-engineered the very architecture of NBA power, not once, but twice, shattering assumptions about what a superstar must be. He walked into two entirely different situations, with two entirely different rosters, and with the silent snap of his fingers, delivered the ultimate prize. You see the highlights, the relentless defense, the perfectly calibrated mid-range jumper, the impossible steals. But what you don't often hear are his words. Kawhi Leonard is a force of nature cloaked in enigma, a superstar who speaks through actions, through the sheer, unyielding force of his will. He moves like a predator, observes like a hawk, and executes with the precision of a Swiss watch. No theatrics, no grand pronouncements, just the cold, hard reality of victory, forged in the crucible of his own quiet determination. He became the Klaw, not just a nickname, but a testament to his vice-like grip on opposing offenses and the game's biggest moments. His stoic demeanor, often mistaken for indifference, is merely the impenetrable shell of an athlete operating at peak, unburdened by external pressures or emotional displays, making him both fascinating and profoundly intimidating. His defensive reputation, legendary by now, isn't built merely on effort, it's practically engineered, almost biologically predetermined for greatness. Picture this, his hands, massive, almost cartoonish in their proportions, stretch an astonishing 11.25 inches from thumb to pinky. This isn't just an advantage, it's a biological weapon, allowing him to pluck passes from thin air, smother dribblers, and rip the ball clean away like a magician performing a disappearing act, turning opponents' possessions into baffling turnovers. It's not merely about size, it's about control, a terrifying extension of his will, turning opponents' best-laid plans into chaotic fumbles. He doesn't just play defense, he erases offense, rendering elite scorers helpless with a suffocating embrace that few in history could replicate. His reach, combined with an unparalleled anticipation, creates a defensive shadow that covers more ground than any stat sheet could quantify. From a raw, athletic wing out of San Diego State, Kawhi was molded in the crucible of Gregg Popovich's Spurs, a system notorious for extracting greatness from unassuming talent, yet even there, he stood apart as a quiet prodigy. His offensive game wasn't flashy, it was efficient, surgical, a quiet killer perfecting the mid-range fadeaway, turning tough shots into routine swishes with an unwavering calm. Remember 2014? The Spurs, an aging dynasty, faced LeBron's Miami Heat, a super team seemingly invincible. It was Kawhi, a young, understated player, who not only locked down the greatest player of his generation but also led his team in scoring in the finals, snatching the MVP trophy and signaling a new era of two-way dominance. It was an awakening, a glimpse into the future of basketball royalty, a quiet declaration that a new king had arrived, not with pomp and circumstance, but with cold, hard facts on the court. His ascendancy wasn't predicted, it was meticulously constructed, brick by silent brick, until it became undeniable. Even his iconic, almost meme-worthy moniker, "Board Man Gets Paid," isn't just a random phrase, it's a direct echo from his formative years, a foundational principle internalized long before superstardom. In high school, a frustrated coach, tired of his team's lack of rebounding, famously bellowed to a young Kawhi, "Board Man Gets Paid." That simple, declarative statement resonated, becoming a mantra, an inner directive that transcended the literal act of rebounding to embody a relentless work ethic. It speaks volumes about a player who internalizes instruction, transforms it into unwavering purpose, and executes it with relentless, almost machine-like consistency, always prioritizing the fundamental actions that lead to victory. His drive isn't external validation, it's an internal algorithm for success, a quiet dedication to the often unseen work that truly shifts outcomes, proving that the most profound motivations often originate in the simplest truths. That 2019 playoff run was a masterpiece of individual brilliance, a clinic in calm under pressure against a gauntlet of legitimate contenders. He battled Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and finally, Stephen Curry, systematically dismantling their teams with a combination of defensive suffocation and offensive brilliance. Every series, every crucial moment, Kawhi rose, a basketball deity delivering sermons in swishes and steals, turning seemingly insurmountable challenges into stepping stones. And then, the shot. Game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers. The clock winding down, score tied, the entire season, an entire city's hope, resting on his broad shoulders. He dribbled, elevated, released, and watched as the ball bounced, and finally, dropped through the net. For bounces of pure, unadulterated drama, an iconic moment etched into basketball history, a testament to his ice-cold veins and unwavering focus. It wasn't just a basket, it was a coronation, a legend solidified, a testament to his singular ability to deliver under the most unbearable pressure. What truly separates Kawhi isn't just his scoring or his defense in isolation, but the terrifying synergy between the two, a holistic understanding of basketball mastery that few players in history have ever grasped. Here's a startling detail: before his rookie season even began, Kawhi Leonard didn't just watch film of Michael Jordan to steal offensive moves, he obsessively studied Jordan's defensive footwork and hand placement, dissecting how the greatest offensive player ever managed to be equally disruptive without fouling. This wasn't about imitation, it was about internalizing the very essence of two-way dominance, a silent pursuit of perfection, building his game brick by relentless brick, from the ground up, with a blueprint few others even consider. He was not just aiming for greatness, he was reverse engineering the very concept of basketball supremacy, understanding that true mastery comes from absolute command of both ends of the floor, without compromise. Having proven he could shift conferences, shift cultures, and shift entire team fates, Kawhi made another audacious move, joining the Los Angeles Clippers alongside Paul George, creating another superteam, another potential dynasty in the fiercely competitive Western Conference. The expectation was simple: more championships, more seismic shifts, a new era of dominance forged in his image. But then, the script began to diverge in ways no one anticipated. The silent warrior, once an Iron Man, started battling persistent injuries. Load management became a phrase synonymous with his name, a necessary evil to preserve his body for the playoffs, but one that subtly chipped away at the myth of his invincible, ever-present force. The sheer brilliance was still there, flashes of an unstoppable force that could turn any game on its head, but his consistent availability became the league's most unpredictable variable, adding an unexpected layer of vulnerability to the seemingly indestructible Klaw. Here's the stunning truth: Kawhi Leonard is arguably the most efficient dynasty killer of all time, a player who can single-handedly elevate a franchise to its ultimate peak, snatching glory from the jaws of established powers. Yet, his profound silence, his methodical, almost mercenary pursuit of championships, and the immense physical toll it demands, has inadvertently created a new, complex narrative: the hidden cost of sustained, quiet greatness. Is his revolutionary approach to winning, his strategic movement between teams, his intense preservation of self, a ruthless blueprint for future superstars, or a cautionary tale about the transient nature of modern dominance? He delivers championships, yes, a feat few can match, but at what unseen expense to team cohesion, to long-term continuity, to the traditional idea of a sustained franchise bedrock? What sacrifices are made for that unparalleled efficiency, that robotic calm, that singular focus on the ultimate prize? Does his individual greatness, while undeniable, truly elevate those around him in the long run, or does it merely use them as a vehicle for his own singular, unparalleled quest? We've seen the unbelievable highs, the unprecedented triumphs, but in the echoes of his quiet departure from one team to the next, and the stark reality of his persistent physical battles, a persistent, unsettling question lingers: what exactly is the long-term legacy of the silent superstar? Is this the future of NBA dominance, or a singular, unrepeatable phenomenon forged in an era that might never exist again, a unique, almost alien path to glory that challenges every assumption we hold about basketball greatness? And that's just one of them.